Pokemon scale system might be a little bit off, because some of them that you might think are very big are actually, well, shorter than you, probably. And that theme is pretty prominent throughout all of the Pokemon games. So today we're checking out the true scale of Pokemon and how big they would actually be in real life.
Check it out. You see that all the way down there? That is 800 Pokemon, all properly scaled from smallest to largest. And we're going to be taking a little bit of a walk today so you can see, you know, how they look compared to me.
Wait a minute, Frank is 6'4"? Hold on. I thought I was tall. I'm coming in at, I just got measured the other day actually at 6'3". Also, shout out to Frank. I don't know him personally, but I think I'm his biggest fan. I've replied to a lot of his Twitter posts, his YouTube posts. I think I've even DM'd him before, and I don't think I've ever gotten a response. God, he is so cool. In my opinion, the best Pokemon videos on YouTube, and you're about to find out why.
But yeah, these 8 guys are the smallest in the series, only measuring about 4 inches tall, and that includes Flabebe and the other guy. Even though they don't look like it, the flowers aren't actually counted in their measurement.
What? Wait, why is there a banana on the left? How did that get there? Also, is this a Gimmighoul like at the top there? Is Gimmighoul also really that tiny? I guess so. And dude, is this Comfey? Is it Comfey on the right here? Because that might be technically what that Pokemon is. And then it just like rides on the little circle flower thing. But if you show me a picture of just this thing, there's no way I would ever tell you that that is a Pokemon.
Kind of begs the question, like, how is a Pokemon even measured? Like, what's included, what's not included? What direction are they even measured from? It sounds like a stupid question, and I thought it was until making this video, but there are so many different Pokemon that are measured in so many different ways, and the Pokedex only gives us one height measurement. So
this Pokemon right here, called Reller, it's a dung beetle. Is a beetle that pushes its dung, also known as poop. And it looks like it's being measured by how big its dung ball is.
Height measurement. So normal-ish Pokemon are just measured head to toe as you'd expect, except sometimes they include the ears, sometimes they don't. Also, fish and snake Pokemon are always measured by length, and contrary to popular belief, bird Pokemon are not measured by wingspan, and they're from head to toe, like the normal guys. So that was news to me. Rotom is kind of weird, being only a foot tall in all of its forms, and that's how big it actually is in the games, but apparently it's supposed to take the size of the appliance. So I tried to, I don't know, just like eyeball that, and it's pretty cool. I wish it actually did that in the game. We also have Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf being the shortest legend.
Admittedly, I've not really watched too much of the anime, specifically like the later episodes. Not even, really honestly, any. But point being, is Rotom like actually significant in helping with household applications? Because a fan that tiny is not practical. And don't even get me started on the refrigerator. A 1-foot fridge, what are you gonna do with that? Put a couple meatballs in there? That's useless. That would actually just rage bait me over and over.
Trio, and Manaphy for some reason is 4 inches shorter than its baby, which
Wait,
I don't really get that. But I guess while we're talking about legendaries and mythicals, let's just get it out of the way, because Moam is obviously the smallest legendary, like we saw earlier, the biggest being Eternatus, the smallest mythical, you're going to be looking at Shaman Land, and the tallest mythical is going to be Hoopa Unbound.
Whoa.
And we got Froakie and the boys being the smallest starter Pokemon with superior. Oh my God, just snakes are cheating is what you're gonna find out now, honestly. Snakes are just blatantly cheating when it comes to height. Moving into the 1-foot 8-inch territory, we got a bunch of starters like Squirtle and Cyndaquil and Chimchar and Tepig and blah, 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 who cares? Noibat, why is he here? Why is he so big? He's built like a beef Wellington.
Well, yeah, look at him next to Spinarak, bro. I mean, it's not even, what are we talking about? What are we even talking about anymore? They must have not counted the years. And also, if snakes are that overpowered because they go from head to toe, then I guess Rayquaza is probably pretty overpowered. And Eternatus. I'm pretty sure Eternatus already is like one of the biggest Pokemon, but now if we're counting this way, it'll probably be up there for the tallest Pokemon.
And it's just because his ears. They just don't include his ears in the height, so he's just measured head to toe, and now he's just this I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Wait, Lotad is a thick boy. What? Oh my god. Wait a minute. I mean, he's not like that overly tall, but I definitely thought he was smaller than that. Frank could literally curl up in a ball inside of him like he's a dog bed. That is how big Lotad is. There's no way. I gotta get the diameter and circumference of Lotad's head. That is amazing.
Hey, would you look at that? We got Charmander coming in at the 2-foot line, as well as 96 other Pokemon, making it the most common height in the game. And at 2'4", oh my god. Shut up. It's my friend Vinny. No, dude.
Oh my god, not the dog too. Not the dog too. That's crazy work. Wow. No, I actually love Vinny too. He doesn't know me. I'm not cool enough to know the guys, but Vinny seems like a nice man. Cool, fun man. Reminds me a lot of Mario, but everyone loves Mario. So what's there not to love about Vinny? Got him.
Anyways, Tinkaton and Tinkaton are the same size, which I just think is cute and quirky. The only thing that changes is obviously the size of their hammer, which is not included in the measurement.
Bro, is that like a paper mache hammer? How is it? No, there's no way it's that big. That doesn't make any sense. There's no way a petite little teeny tiny girl is holding a giant steel hammer like that. But I guess it is, because obviously it's steel type, and when it slings it around, it's called Gigaton Hammer. I don't even think Thor could hold that up. Ain't no way that little princess girl is holding that up. No way.
The thing that changes is obviously the size of their hammer, which is not included in the measurement. It's kind of crazy, but Chikorita is the tallest, like, first stage starter. He's about as tall as, like, a lot of the middle stage starters, like Grovyle and Quilava and Combuskin, so that's cool. Man, isn't it crazy how Chandelure is 3'3", despite being 4 times the size of every other 3'3" Pokemon?
It's the fire.
I mean, sure, you get rid of the fire, you get rid of the arms. Yeah, he's 3'3", whatever. But it's just like, okay, here's my issue. I don't even have an issue with the scale. I actually think the size of all of these Pokemon are great. I think it's phenomenal. But the issue is with the measurement. Like 3'3" on Chandelure is obviously not the same as 3'3" on Fracture. And it's because the way they choose to apply the measurement just is arbitrary. I mean, there's some rules to it, right? But it's like, what is the point of having a measurement in the Pokedex if it's not going to be able to be used to properly compare the sizes of Pokemon?
In all fairness to Pokemon, which I still think there's arguments to be made, but I'm pretty sure, like, if they measure a moose in real life, they don't take the antlers into consideration. You see what I'm saying? Now, that's not, I think at least. Let me actually double check that. I'll take back what I said. Pokemon is stupid. I'm just kidding. I love you, Pokemon. Please don't sue me.
You know, like I don't know. Whatever. I'm stupid.
No, Pokemon's stupid.
Lucario is way shorter than people think. But the good news is that he's actually the second tallest fighting and steel type.
Oh my.
Of which there are 2.
Zacian
and then you got a Pokemon like Magnezone, who despite being the same height is obviously, you know, I mean, you could ride him. Like, people ride him like a flying Ford F1.
Hey, what do you mean? Please add a sus noise or something to acknowledge what you have just said.
Real thing people do in the anime. It's actually kind of insane.
Oh my god, what is she doing? Oh my god. Nah, Pokemon is off the rails.
But anyways, if I had to put all of these, you know, sub 4-foot Pokemon into perspective, I would say they're about 24 watches, like, tall. And if I had to, like, maybe put a brand name on those watches for the sake of advertising.
No. Shout out Frank, Asteroid Videos, but we're not shouting out his watch partnership.
Man, if you thought Miss Drevis was big, whew, you might want to sit down for this next one.
Yo!
Built like a beef Wellington.
Whoa! No way Kilowattrel's that big. Imagine seeing that in real life. I guess that's kind of how big the dinosaurs were, right? Like the Quetzalcoatl. I mean, that is called the Kilowattrel. Quetzalcoatlus.
Finally!
That is like the giant bird from the dinosaur ages. And this thing is called Kilowattrel. Coincidence? I don't know. Kilowattrel has to do with like kilowatts, obviously. So, but there's probably no relation. They eat like string cheese.
That's the second time I've used beef, but I mean, it's true. Have you seen a beef Wellington? Anyways, Venomoth also being about the size of a 2019 all-wheel drive Nissan Altima.
That's
shockingly
insane.
big.
That's a
I mean,
moth.
dude, it grows almost 5 feet tall. It's actually kind of insane. Similarly, Pyroar is about a foot taller than the average lion, and Trevenant is about 20 feet shorter than the average tree. Also, Delphoxin I'm glad they can make it. They're here. If you guys thought Fluttermane was big, ruh-roh, Raggy. Why is he so big? Anyways, I'm so mad at Enamorus. All of the incarnate form genies were the exact same size, and then Enamorus comes around, just ruins the whole thing.
Oh, are we not talking about Haunter though? Did he mention that and I missed it? Because that thing is freaking enormous. It's a floating head and is just as big as the legendary birds. Imagine if he had an entire body. How big would he be? He would be like 20 feet tall. What are we saying? That's absurd.
As far as the Therian forms go, I mean, yeah, like Lander T is the smallest, and then Thunderous Therian somehow is the biggest, but I think it's because, well, actually, I know why. It's because he's measured by length, and whatever, snakes are cheating, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Anyways, coming in at 5'4", we actually have my friend Vinny, but honestly, it's not that much less embarrassing considering he lost to a Golduck. All these Pokemon, by the way, they're about the size of a fridge or like 11 pineapples, kind of just like stacked on top of each other.
Got it.
So, food for thought. Oh, no way.
How did Dugong sneak in there? Hold on.
So, food for thought.
Or is that just Seal?
Oh, no way.
What Pokemon needs to explain that one.
My friends Dylan and Rich, how's it going? Embarrassing.
5'7".
Not even cracking the top 300. Just a really sad. I mean, listen, who knows, right? Maybe they could hit another growth spurt. Some sort of miracle can happen, and Christmas came early, but no, they are just that tall. Also, Furret, another contentious one. A lot of people thought he was measured head to toe. He's not. It's length. Less girth, more length. Forecast calls for some more starters here, with Primarina and Incineroar being tied for the tallest Gen 7 starter, and Quaquaval being the tallest Gen 9 starter.
Primarina!
Okay. All right, fine. I'll address the elephant in the room. Arcanine represented a pretty big turning point in the list, okay? And, you know, moving forward, I will be shorter than every other Pokemon.
Wow.
But, you know, listen, I don't want to hear it.
Huge.
I don't want to hear it, okay? I was still taller than 84% of the roster. You know, like, my stature is, I mean, it cannot be undermined how freakishly tall I am. Anyways, yeah. Gerby! What's up? No way! Oh, dude! Okay, yeah, it'd be weird if I was taller than Gerfy. I love him. He's such a good guy. By the way, I'm completely unrelated, but I think I'm gonna put all of like the entire line, me walking the entirety of it, up for members. So I know we've kind of been skipping, you know, parts of it here, but if you want to see the whole unedited thing with like fresh commentary, consider becoming a member. Coming in at 7 foot, we have Rillaboom, who is only about like 12 inches.
He's walking on his tippy toes.
Not big of a difference. Torterra is the tallest Gen 4 starter. For Alligators, the tallest Gen 2 starter, and Mega Venusaur is the tallest Gen 1 starter. Yeah, I don't have his model, so just pretend. He's like the size of Rhyperior. Damn, Golurk, okay, lay off the juice. Bro's built like a big mini fridge. Anyways, yeah, we got Zacy's on his head. Weezing actually is the biggest Galarian guy, so that's pretty exciting. Coming up here,
does that even count? It's his hat.
You would normally find Xerneas, which is the tallest fairy type, but unfortunately, due to some health concerns, he wasn't able to make it today, so.
This is the only time Phalanx will ever be next to, in a room with, present with, associated with any legendary Pokemon. I can't believe he's even around here at all. Wow.
We're thinking about him, and yeah. Damn, God! God is thick. God is vertically thick. Woo!
That's a big boy.
Also, we got Slitherwing, the tallest bug and the tallest fighting type. It's pretty rare for a Pokemon to be the tallest of both of its types, but bro does it. I mean, he's, you know, towering over Joltik and Cutiefly as the smallest bug guys, and Palmo as the smallest fighting guy. Ever since Delmise and his 13-foot height was released, people thought he looked like this. Like a girthy, lack of a better word, beef Wellington of a man.
Oh my God.
But no,
I think Frank is just hungry, bro.
I think the chain is what gives him the height.
That would make a lot more sense,
man. I mean, that's a real whale behind him. It's not even a competition. It's really.
I mean, it's something that I thought of for a really long time is like Kyogre is a whale and he's like the god of all whales. Why is he not 40, 50 feet long? I don't know. I think he's like 12. That's pitiful. I think I could fight a Kyogre. I didn't say I would win. I'm just saying I could fight one.
He's sad. But the Dunsparce actually is the tallest, well, he's the tallest normal type Pokemon, but only in his 3-segment form. In his 2-segment form, he gets beat by Regigigas. It's actually pretty funny. Rayquaza is actually a Pokemon that is not scaled correctly in Scarlet and Violet. He's 35% bigger in the game than what he's actually supposed to look like. I put a little comparison there so you can see the difference. It's crazy. I mean, I get it, right? Like, he's so tiny. Like, of course, you'd want to buff him up a little bit, make him look a little cooler. But man, it's funny. It's the curse or the blessing of snake Pokemon. Like, we have Onyx here, who is technically the tallest rock type and technically the tallest not fully evolved Pokemon as well. On paper, when Rayquaza Mega evolves, it gains a bunch of height, but really, it's just like the body is the same. It just gains the streamers and then like the thing at the top, and like that's it. So it's not actually really, you know, getting bigger. Also, Alolan Executor is another Pokemon that was significantly changed in the actual game. He is way smaller in Scarlet and Violet than what he's actually supposed to look like. And finally...
Wait, actually, that does make sense. I didn't know what he meant the first time that he said that, but like if you find an Alolan Executor in game, it's nowhere near as big as it is there because it needs to fit inside the game. That does make sense, actually.
In the actual game, he is way smaller in Scarlet and Violet than what he's actually supposed to look like. And finally, coming in at a record-breaking 47 feet and 7 inches, we have Wailord, who is the biggest. He's the biggest. Thanks for watching,
that one makes sense.
If you enjoyed, like button and subscribe.
The G-Maxes, of course! How could we have forgotten about the G-Maxes?
G-Max Pokemon.
We also haven't seen Eternatus yet, have we?
Temporary battle mechanic where your Pokemon would get really big and porked. Corviknight here is actually the smallest of all the G-Max Pokemon, coming in at about 45 feet tall. Now, I didn't put all of them on here simply because of the fact that, I mean, my hand kind of was hurting by this point, so... Forgive me, but right now we're approaching the size of like small buildings, lighthouses, telephone poles.
Imagine seeing that in real life, bro.
Fun fact, about 6,000 regular Gengars could fit inside of G-Max Gengar, and then about 6.69 times 10 to the 22nd power G-Max Gengars could fit inside the sun. And it gets even better because I lied to you. Eternatus is actually the biggest Pokemon.
Bang!
Even bigger than 5 G-Max Pokemon, which is insane. Now, obviously, he is measured, you know, tail to head, which makes him a little underwhelming by comparison, but, you know, we take those.
Look at
height is height, as they say in the Pokemon world. And I hope you're hungry for beef Wellington because we got Cinderace and Charizard and Rillaboom and...
I want everyone to take a moment right now and picture seeing that in real life. That is a house. That is an entire house behind Charizard. Look at Frank. Look at Frank all the way down there. I have to squint to see him. He is as big as Charizard's toenail.
Inteleon is actually the biggest that a starter has ever been. He wins. He wins the starter thing. That's the guy. But finally, for real this time, the moment you've all been waiting for, Eternamax Eternatus, sitting at 328 feet tall. It just barely hits the height requirement to be classified as a skyscraper. It sits at around the height of a vertical football field, or about 493 bananas for scale. It's about the size of the Statue of Liberty with the base, and that is small, right? It's small. Well, it's big, like for Pokemon standards, but he's not as big as I thought he'd be. Like, I prepped the tallest skyscraper in the world as like this hype comparison, but now like I'm embarrassed to even show you guys because it. But I guess it's all
that does make it a little bit worse,
like,
I guess.
compared to Joltik, I mean, he might be the original beef he might be Wellington.
Wait, but I want to see him stretched out. Ayo. No, but look, Eternatus is all coiled up there, so stretch him out. Stretch him out. And he'd probably get like all the way up to here. And that would be insane. That would be crazy. He might even get higher. He might even get up to like here. Come on, Frank. What are we talking about, Frank? I'm just kidding. This video is amazing. Anyway, boys, that's it. Again, one last shout out to Frank. Really, really cool video. It really gives you a good idea of how big Pokemon actually are, and it makes me think that I could beat up a Lucario in real life. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and click right here for another awesome video.